Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. And before I officially begin into my rant, because I know this is going to end up being a rant, I just want to say, I like the game, not quitting. It may seem that way, but I'm not quitting. I like this game. I've invested way too much time in this game to quit now, and I actually still do really enjoy the game. I have the control freaks for the game, I have the hat for the game. Don't get me wrong, this game can be frustrating, but it's still, for the most part, a pretty good game. It's not like it's Infinite Warfare. Now, Infinity Ward, with all that being said, I'm glad that you made a game, finally, that was not only able to satisfy me, but a majority of the fans and got a lot of people back. You guys were able to make a pretty successful COD. The new Infinity Ward, you finally made your banger. Thank you, and to make this even better, I want to give you some criticism. And I might be brutal with it, but it's for the own good of the game. And keep in mind that, like I said, I like the game, I'm not quitting the game. This is tough love, so don't get the wrong idea whether I say a certain thing or not. You know what the end goal is. This end goal is to be positive, so if I say a certain thing, just disregard and just watch to the end of the video. Anyways, now that I've gotten the ass kissing out of the way and some of the truth, let's begin with the actual video. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Oh my god, where do I start? Warzone is a good start. The multiplayer has been good for the last 6 months. The campaign was okay, and Spec Ops was okay. Overall, this game is pretty good. Any gripes I've had with the game, I've let them go, or they've been fixed, or whatever have you. But the one thing I need fixed immediately is Warzone solos. Infinity Ward, for the love of fucking Jesus H. Christ, please listen to these ideas that I have and implement them some way, shape, or form, because solos in Modern Warfare is terrible, atrociously, bitterly, terribly, goddamn exhausting, bad, cancerous, whatever you want to call it. It is horrendous. Please listen to these suggestions and the game will be 10 times more better. I'm pretty sure everyone that watches me and just the general community can agree with this. Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, if you ask anybody what they think of Modern Warfare solos, they're going to say it's frustrating. That's going to be the number one thing that comes up, is frustrating. Because the way that people play is absolutely, horrendously terrible, annoying, cancerous, like whatever word you want me to say. Coronavirus-y, I don't even know if that's an adjective now. I guess I'm making it now. But, like, it's terrible. Like, God, is it awful. And I really wish that this game mode didn't suck, because I like Modern Warfare. I really do. I really like the Warzone mode. It's a great piece of artwork that you guys have done. And I want to like solos because I don't like team carrying or the skill-based matchmaking or my teammates sucking, whatever have you. I've said this over and over again in multiple videos, so people that watch my videos know this, but I would love to get a game that has a lot of good free-for-all modes, just so I don't have to worry about this team algorithm balancing bullshit anymore. And that's why I was so excited for Warzone solos. I was so excited, but oh my god, it's terrible. It is terrible, terrible, terrible. Like, I'm gonna say that so many times that I'm probably gonna have a terrible counter, but like, Jesus H. freaking Christ, this game mode is terrible. It's so bad that, like, it makes people want to jump off a fucking cliff. It's that bad. Like, nobody on God's earth would say that this is fun at the moment, unless you were the one guy that's causing the problem. People play so fucking slow. People play like dicks, people play like assholes, and it's so unfun, dude. If I had to relate it to a sports term so people got it, for people that don't play this, or don't understand the pure frustration, imagine playing, like, let's say a sport, right? Let's take football, one of the biggest sports in the whole entire world. Imagine taking a football team like the Patriots, and you know how that, like, the Patriots are known for, like, quote-unquote cheating or bribing the refs? If it gets to somebody like me, because keep in mind, I don't talk about sports all that much. I only just kind of watch sports to bond with my family. I don't particularly care about sports. I never really had since I was a little kid. I don't care what team does what. I don't care what team really wins anything. I don't give a shit about sports to begin with. And the thing is, though, is that somebody like me who doesn't keep up with sports, if they can figure out that the Patriots are basically bribing the judges and, like, gets that inside joke, it's not really an inside joke anymore. It's just kind of like coincidental evidence that just become fact over time. And, like, that's the case with Warzone. You can look at a majority of the solo gameplay and understand and go, that death is bullshit. That is utter bullshit. And, like, it is, it blows my mind. I can't even fathom why people think that playing slow and uberly defensive when you're already being babied in this mode and acting like that is good is beyond me. It makes me want to fucking rip out my fingernails and rip out my teeth. It is, oh my god. Like, I mean, I understand that I'm already raw and I'm having a bad experience, but you're getting me at my trueness. You're getting me at my true point. Normally, I wait for myself to calm down and think of it more in a sense of like, oh yeah, this wasn't necessarily a bigger deal, but sometimes that ends up taking away the truth. I'm giving you the raw, uncensored truth with this Infinity Ward. Your solo mode has the most annoying players I've seen in a fucking Battle Royale game, period. In Fortnite, it was not even nearly as bad. In Apex, it wasn't nearly as bad. Even fucking PUBG, my least favorite video game ever that I've ever laid my eyes on, it still doesn't have as much bad experience as this. Like, it's fucking terrible. Like, this game mode is terrible for the way people play. People don't move. They sit with thermal HDRs and shoot you from like halfway across the map. They hide in corners. They run you over with trucks. They blow you up with C4. They hide with heartbeat sensors. They don't fucking move. They just... oh, God. And the thing is, though, is that, like, I don't even think that Infinity Ward, I don't even know if you're necessarily going to do anything about it. Who knows? Maybe you'll just let this happen. Maybe you'll just let this continue. Maybe you want it to be a casual experience for everybody. I don't necessarily know what your plan is. But the reason why I want you to listen to this is because I think it will help your game out. Because this participation medal bullshit is just so annoying. It gives me a migraine even talking about it. And I just want you to listen. I'm gonna lay the cold hard facts on you, and then I'm gonna be like a drill sergeant. I'm gonna break you down and build you up, okay? Listen to this, Infinity Ward. If you don't fix this, your game is fucking gonna die. At least in the solo mode. Your trio mode is fine. It's a completely irrelevant from this, so don't change the whole entire Battle Royale mode for just this one particular thing. Just solos, okay, Infinity Ward? Don't do a Treyarch with Black Ops 4 and do the exact opposite, okay? Like, listen to my specific word choice. Solos needs these things in order to fix it, otherwise I'm going to castrate myself. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people as well. Number 1, make the storm faster. Way too many people, including every single person in my games apparently, never moves. The storm needs to move faster, excruciatingly a lot faster. I understand the storm does a shit ton of damage, and that's why it doesn't move that fast. If it was fast and it did a lot of damage, that basically would be like the Fortnite Blitz mode. But that's fine. That is fine. I rather would have fast gameplay that's chaotic and messed up anyways, because that's more fun and engaging. I would rather play things like Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare, those jumping pack CODs, than something like COD Ghost that's annoyingly, painfully slow. Because at least in Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, I would have action. Same logic applies to Warzone. Warzone is the slowest version of any Battle Royale I play, and it's bothering me. It's slow, it's boring, it makes me want to fucking jump off a cliff. I don't like the idea of sitting in a corner with a heartbeat sensor, cold-blooded and ghost, and a silenced gun, and running overkill sometimes, and just sniping with thermal HDRs, or running people over even for that matter. Like, it's just so annoying. Like, these annoying play styles that, like, you don't learn anything. You don't. You like, in a game, okay, like, think about it this way. This game already babies you as it is. And even in solos, you guarantee you get one respawn with the gulag. And yes, I know, you don't get the gulag after 30 players, but by that point, you shouldn't have to worry about it. That means you're probably a good player for the most part, unless you hit all game. That's the difference. You guarantee get a gulag for the most part, so you're almost guaranteed a second chance, almost always. Almost always. You have the self-revive, so if you buy that, you get almost a guaranteed second chance. Thirdly, this game mode, if both parties rush, it's not that hard. It's relatively easy. It's a simple fix. This is one of the reasons why I like the Gulag, and the Gulag is a good example of who's actually truly a good player. The Gulag puts you in a very, very close quarters map, that's easily recognizable. Everyone knows what the gulag looks like, and it very rarely changes layout to layout. You have the exact same gun as somebody, exact same perks, exact same attachments, exact same secondary, lethal, tactical, whatever have you, and you all have the same amount of HP, and you have one objective, and it's either kill somebody or capture the flag, so you have to move. That is the most equal and fair way that you can decide who is truly good, because the good player will almost always win that type of engagement. That's why I like the gulag. It guarantees gives the good player a second chance. But I don't like going to the gulag more times than I play because of the X, Y, and Z problems that I've already listed. People, when they already have almost a guaranteed revive, and then the self-revive on top of that, so 2 revives, and the game gives you armor, it gives you vehicles, it gives you explosives, you can get your custom classes and get whatever loadout you want. People still don't fucking move. I have never seen somebody so set up with good loot in gaming and still be scared shitless. It blows my mind. Like imagine the equivalent of a player in Modern Warfare being stacked up on good loot and pussyfooting around like this is like, imagine somebody like Mike Tyson or Brock Lesnar. You don't expect these guys to be fucking hiding around corners and just like jumping you out of nowhere. They would stand toe to fucking toe and knock you the fuck out. Like, you see what I'm getting at here? Like, the concept does not match. It just... it ruins the experience for people like me that genuinely want to run around and actually 1v1 people, challenge, peek corners, quick scope you, shit like that. It disincentivizes players like us because all the people do in our lobbies is just camp. So why would you take the harder way and try to rush when you could just convert like every other coward in the lobby and just not move and hide all game? Because apparently amongst all the other 149 players, that's socially acceptable to camp. It's apparently a good win in their eyes. So why would you end up challenging yourself when it's okay in the other people's eyes to just play like a dick? Oh my god, it makes it so frustrating. It makes it not worth playing to get better. And that's why it frustrates me most of all. It rewards never getting better. And I cannot stand people that just act like acting terrible is good. Like, I understand if you're not experienced and you're learning. I also understand if you're trying your ass off. I also understand if you just genuinely didn't know that that was something that was a douchebag strategy. I completely understand and forgive that. But if you purposely choose to use something you know is blatantly an annoying thing and use it only and solely and religiously and keep using it until it is fixed, you are a fucking scumbag. You literally ruin the game for everybody else. I don't like having to play an online multiplayer and get a migraine every time I play. I understand that that might just make me sound like a sore loser. I completely understand that. But I'm very passionate about this game. If I get rage-induced, I'm very passionate about the game. I very rarely will actually tolerate bullshit. Like, for example, I could say that, oh yeah, I just have anger management issues. But the thing is, though, is I don't end up getting angry about little things. Like, for example, I'm not the type of guy that will scream my head off and threaten suicide because I lost my diamonds in Minecraft, okay? I'm not that bad. But, like, I will call out bullshit if I see it. I don't keep quiet about that. If something is blatantly bullshit, I will call it out and I will let you know it is bullshit. And I'm not just going to sit around and pussyfoot about it and act like it's not a big deal. It is a fucking humongous deal when it's annoying and happens every single goddamn game. It is so burning at the soul frustrating because it makes you feel like that it's not even worth trying to get better and people just get undeserved wins. That is my problem. That is my huge and biggest problem, is that it rewards fucking terrible players. And I know that that was the thing from the beginning. I understand that was the idea with Modern Warfare in the first place, was to give the players or the bad players a chance. Same thing with the logic with the skill-based matchmaking in the multiplayer. I understand that. But in multiplayer, the one key thing you gotta keep in mind is in multiplayer you can respawn. And so, if you actually run an instance where you can see somebody blatantly being annoying, you can have the map knowledge in multiplayer and the ability to respawn endlessly, so you'll eventually get the fucker. And you can rotate between whatever class you want basically on command, and you can go whoop somebody's ass. In Warzone, however, though, there is nothing stopping somebody from hiding in a corner with max armor and an instant delete silence gun with every stealth perk imaginable and lacing their whole entire room with claymores and bouncing betties and killing you of one of potentially your only 2 lives. Because, like, think about it this way. The self-res isn't necessarily a guarantee. The self-res is only good if you're at a distance. If you're playing solos and you don't have your teammates guarding you, like you do in trios, if you end up getting shot, you're most likely going to get followed up to BM. People expect this. If you're also, by the way, going to the gulag is not useful for the last 30 people, so you're not invincible from bullshit the whole entire game. So eventually your bullshit second chance filter, basically, which is known as the gulag, is going to wear off after the last 30 players. So people know this, so they know that they only have to kill you once. And so when you get killed that once by that bullshit guy, it's not like you can go back and kill him and prove to him who's the better player. He just gets away with it. You see the fucking problem here? Like Infinity Ward, these are the things you need to do to fix the game, other than make the storm faster. Make the loadout drop marker cost more, because people that can just get their class right away, they don't have an incentive to loot. When you end up making the looting incentive go away, there's no reason to move. One of the key reasons of moving in the game is looting. But if you get your loadout marker, you don't have a reason to move unless it's for money to buy stuff. So if you make... Okay, I don't need Mario in here. Okay, Mario, you can get the fuck out and get out of my chat. Mario, go fuck yourself. Okay. Anyway. But you don't need to get your drop kit marker at $6,000. You should be able to get your drop kit marker later. Like, it should be an end game thing. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be something that you get, like, instantaneously. Because I could get a drop kit marker in basically 5 minutes if I loot enough houses and get enough cash. Your drop kit marker should be not at 6K in solos, at least in solos. In solos, it should be increased in price. Same thing with the self-revive, kill streaks, etc., etc. Shield plates should be 2,000. UAV and the precision airstrike also need to go up by like 1,000. So like instead of you know, whatever it is right now, I think it's like $4,000, should be like $5,000. Get an extra grand in there, maybe even 2, and make the drop kit something like 10 grand. Like 10 grand is much better than 6 grand, because 10 grand requires you to at least probably wait most likely to the first 30 people to die, maybe even 40. And by then that's already about like a quarter of the way through. If you do that, makes it so that way the middle game portions where you see a lot of these snipers, at least a little bit less than what you already do, because middle game is just thermal HDRs over and over and over again. I don't want to play like that. I don't want to play like that, Infinity Ward. If somebody wants a thermal sniper, they should either have to earn it, or they should have to actually end up, you know, playing accordingly to the game much more strategically. Like, they shouldn't be able to loot their first couple of houses in a small neighborhood and then get it. Like, they should actually have to run out and get the public drop kit. If anything, just take it out. Make the public drop kits the only drop kits that are on the map. Make people have to fight for it. Make people actually have to risk their life to actually get a better kit. Make them have to interact with other players. Don't make it where they have to just, you know, just run around a house a couple times. Also, another thing that would fix the game. Make it, instead of so that way you can end up having just infinite stuff on your class, cap it. You shouldn't be able to run perks. Perks ruin the game. I understand a lot of people like the perks, but the perks in particular ruin the game. Because the perks, there's no way you can kill that off of somebody. People can run out of ammo in their favorite gun, people can miss their C4, people can end up using their specialist and it might not work, but you cannot handicap somebody of their perk. Like, for example, if somebody has, like, let's say, EOD, I can't kill them out of EOD. Like, EOD's on them until they're dead. So I either have to hope that I have enough C4 to bombard them with it, or I have to hope that I can just insta-melt them. But if they're behind a head glitch, then what does it fucking matter if I shoot them? You know what I mean? It's just annoying. Perks ruin it, and I also feel like that certain guns should not be valid in the game. Like, for example, I shouldn't be able to go in my drop kit and equip a rocket launcher. I shouldn't be able to put on a rocket launcher. That's a high-tier weapon. That's the stuff that's a legendary in Fortnite. I shouldn't just be able to put that on my class. Same thing with thermal scopes. Thermal scopes should not be able to also be put on your gun. If anything, what you should be able to do is that you should have to upgrade your weapon over time. What you could do is you can make it so that way if your gun kills people, it upgrades an attachment. It grows in experience. Like, let's say one kill gets you an attachment, another kill gets you another, etc., etc., etc. That would make more sense. And then also, one last thing. Reward players that have shittier loot. Yes, I know that sounds bad, but listen to me. I was letting you think about that for a second, okay? Because I knew that was going to get you there. Think about it this way. If you end up getting killed and you're stuck at the gulag, the chances of you being able to get your shit back and also the chances of you being able to find something on the ground at that point is slim to none. I think that if you die and you win your gulag, you should spawn back with a little bit more than just a pistol. Specifically the gulag, because the gulag usually happens halfway through the game, not at the beginning of the game. And whatever loot that you had, you should get some of it back. Think about it this way. I should be able to win my gulag and prove that I'm a good enough player to deserve to be back in the match and get something other than a pistol. I should be able to, like, let's say, get my primary weapon back. Or I should be able to get my perks back. Something than other just a dinky little pistol, because think about it this way, like, let's say you're a good enough player and you get to the very end or the gulag right before it locks out. Like, let's say that you end up dying at 31, you're the last person to get the gulag before it gets locked. If I respawn, by the time that I survive that gulag and get back in the map, the circle's so small, that's like 2 locations left, and 30 people in a map that's like with only 2 named locations left, the only guns you're going to find is like scraps that are useless, and it basically makes it impossible to survive the end game. It's annoying because think about it this way. It's like economics. The middle class people in Warzone get fucked. The people that are the high tier people that have already all the loot they want and they don't move because they don't have to, they just kill you and they know when you respawn you're going to have nothing again because the loot that's left is terrible. And the people that are already terrible at the game already it is, and they end up getting spoon fed. And the people that don't know any better and don't push also end up getting good. Because the people that also end up not pushing because they don't know where to go, they don't run into people, and they don't know where's the busy spots, or they're afraid and they're learning, those people also never have enough interaction to end up warrant losing their loot either. So the people that are in the middle, the people that don't camp because they choose not to, or they don't know any better, that's the people that get fucked. Like, the people that camp because they're bad or because they don't want to because they're sweating their dick off, those people get rewarded. And so it basically makes the rich stay rich, the poor stay poor. Same logic applies to Warzone like it does in economics. I can't even believe that. Like, that's a reference for you. That makes a lot of sense. It gives me a headache and I really need it fixed in Infinity Ward. Please, for the love of God. So, one last thing to wrap this up. This is also another thing. In general, for Warzone, the last thing that is very, very, very important, because I know you can't remove a house, and I know you can't remove certain locations of their clutter and crap like that. The buildings are here to stay. I know you're not going to change the Warzone map and remove shit. I know you're not going to add windows or remove windows. I know you're not going to add or remove houses. I know you're not going to add or remove doors, whatever have you. I get that. But what you need to do is you need to make more loot on the outside of the map than on the inside in a building, because it incentivizes way too many people to run in a house. Think about it this way. If you put most of your chest outdoors, like let's say outside of the house or in a parking lot, or like let's say out on an open field in a random truck, like in Fortnite sometimes you find those random cars that just have chests, more out in the open chests or more out in the open loot, and you're going to force people to have to move out somewhere where they can get shot. Even if they have a car, because at least somebody in a car is more ballsy than someone that just sits in a room and laces it with claymores and never fucking moves. Anyway, that is my 2 cents. Yes, I understand that I said a lot of swear words and this is probably going to get suppressed like hell. I also understand that I was very ranty, and I understand that I was probably a little bit too harsh. But like I said, this is tough love. Infinity Ward, once again, to wrap things up here, I love your game. I actually think it's a really solid game. It's the best COD in a long, long time. You hit a home run. I really think it's one of your better games. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the better CODs in general. So you made a good game. Don't let me completely demotivate you from continuing what you're doing. You've got a good game on your hands. Don't let this be the thing that stops you. You have a good game, and you have a good multiplayer, you have a good Warzone mode, you got Spec Ops campaign. Basically, the only thing you need is zombies, and the game is really, really set. Your game is good. It's healthy. It has tons of people on. I saw something like 30 million players were on the game on Warzone in like the first week. Congratulations to you on that one. I can see myself playing this for the next 6 months, even later, because I know that Black Ops 5 is going to be rushed like hell, and so I'll probably be on this game for a second year. And that'll be the first time in a while that I've been on an Infinity Ward game for over 1 year. So, Infinity Ward, you have a good idea. You have a good idea, and I want you to nurture it. I want you to own up to it and act like it's the cure to cancer. Don't let yourself be the actual cancer. Be the cure to the cancer, okay? Please do me a favor, and don't fuck this up. Anyways, guys, this is today's video. I hope you ended up enjoying. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you were new, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and peace out.